Hello, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Bread Mower.
And this is IFXtra. So here we are in October already. Wow, the year is going really quickly. But we've been still busy all week again, doing all our work.
It can't be October.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be like June or something.
No,
That's just
look at the
not...
trees. They're all going yellow and like
That's not
orange and falling off.
It's not right.
I know. What
Wait,
have you been up to this week?
well, hang on. October?
Uh-huh.
October means it's almost time for EGX.
That's right.
That means it must be like EGX in like just under 2 weeks.
Ooh.
On Thursday the 17th.
Something like that.
I don't know. It's in about 10 days' time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That means we should probably start preparing for the talk that we're doing at EGX.
That would be good.
You might remember back in April, we did a talk about interactive streaming and how we've been making games and things for that at Rest, which is like the small version of EGX that they have with all indie games and things. We're actually doing another run through of that at Big EGX.
Big EGX.
On the Friday. So if you're at EGX and you happen to be around on Friday, 6 p.m, head over
sit down.
Basically, if you've had a busy day and you want to have a sit down and listen to me waffle, it'll be good. It won't just be me waffling. Then we're in the Fringe Theatre again, 6 p.m. Friday.
Cool. That'd be exciting.
It'll be very cool to see that.
Does that mean we'll have to do this whole like video from there as well 1 week?
Perhaps.
Cool.
Perhaps. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be very cool if you could come to that. And if you are sort of an interference player or a Zeitgeist player, it would be very awesome if you came and said hello afterwards.
Yeah, we'd love to meet you.
Yeah, we might take some stickers and things like that.
Yeah.
So come say hi if you see us about.
Yeah, cool. Okay, what have you been up to this week? Have you been doing anything on the quiz or anything like that?
Well, so yeah, the quiz, right? We came up with this idea of seasons, and I never actually built a system for seasons into the software because I thought, well, I've got 13 weeks to sort that out, and then 13 weeks happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been trying to fix all of that up so that it does understand what's happening.
I can reset all the stats and all that kind of thing.
Exactly. So we'll talk about the quiz scores and seasons and things later on when we get to the quiz update.
Okay.
But yeah, we should be starting. If everything goes to plan, don't worry, I'm going to test it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
If everything goes to plan, we will have a brand new blank season leaderboard for everyone to start from fresh.
I know. So if you've never played before, now is a really good time to start.
Well, it's always a good time to start because we have a weekly leaderboard as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you want to try and get up to the top of the season board, then now is a good time to get involved.
We'll see you on Sunday.
But yes, more on that later.
Okay.
Aside from that, very quickly, I keep saying on the quiz I'm going to do sort of a stats viewer that you can look at on the website. The ultimate idea is there'll be a panel in the quiz so you can look at stats while you're playing, but also I want to get it on the website so if in the middle of the week you think, actually I really want to check how I've been doing on Zeitgeist, you'll be able to pull those details up on the website. So I've started that. I've got it displaying the previous quiz leaderboard and the season leaderboard, but I want to let you sort of see your own stats and other odds and ends of things. So
you can show your friends and family how well you do.
Well, exactly, yeah. So I just need another day or two on that. So maybe turn up next week. Okay,
cool. Right, now it's time to see who won this week's awards. Picture of the week this week goes to Seadrog for Patriotic Captain Hook. It's such a vibrant drawing. I love it. He looks so piratical and yet patriotic at the same time. Nice work, Seadrog.
My favourite description this week was, "Life is trash, but at least I have water balloons," by Cyrus the Virus. Not only does it encourage us to look on the bright side of whatever happens to us, but it also reminds me of Leroy Jenkins. Good old classic memes. Nice work, Cyrus the Virus.
Community pick of the week this week surprisingly went to Bread Mower. He was amazed. It's for his Starry Night, Ghost and Cobra Dream, Mississippi Steamboat. That's a lot to get in one picture. He's done a beautiful rendition of the Van Gogh Starry, Starry Night. Brilliant work, Bread Mower. Well done this week. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there as always, even if I do say so myself.
You were in there. What's
Yeah,
going on?
That was pretty unexpected.
Yeah. Voted for by the community, so we can't discount it, can we?
Yeah. We don't pick our own stuff for drawing and description of the week, but you picked that, so yeah, we left that in because it seems legit.
Yeah. It was a cool picture.
It was. I was very pleased with that.
Yeah.
But also, a little chance for an advert for Interference and Jill, our interactive drawing stream, where you get to watch one of us draw, and then you can control what's happening with, like, you control the palette, vote for which item you want to see drawing. This would be a really good time to say it's on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time, except it's not actually on this Wednesday because none of us are available to do it. So we're going to have a week off, but then it will be back the following week.
With a mystery person.
So that will be the 16th. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, everything's happening out of sequence now, and I'm really confused.
That's fine.
What happens next?
Well, what happens next is we have a look at what we were talking about in the forums last week. So, last week in the forums, I was asking you, tell us about your first house. Don't tell us where it was or it is, but, we want to know, what was the first house you ever had? What was it like? And we had some interesting replies, didn't we?
We did.
It's very evocative and quite emotional, really, isn't it, when you think about your first house where you grew up and everything. Yeah. So there were some interesting replies and some funny ones too.
I was a bit, if I'm honest, I was a little bit worried about this because I thought someone might post some identifiable information. So I've been sort of worrying about it, but everyone was very sensible. Exactly. I approve. Well done. So Zelfod said that they lived mostly in apartments growing up. First home I lived in was my grandma's, a 50s 3-bedroom home, small town surrounded by corn and soybean fields.
That sounds lovely.
Across the street from old railroad and water tower. Sounds very kind of traditional,
towers,
doesn't it? Yeah.
Very American.
My aunt, cousin, little sister were living there at the time too. A library and a small school with a playground within walking distance. Yeah. Fast forward 20 years, I just bought my very own first home 3 months ago.
Yeah,
nice. Well done. That's awesome.
That's nice. Oh, Cyrus the Virus had a bit of an accident in his first home.
Yeah. Cyrus saying, my first house was on the corner of the street, followed by a cul-de-sac, where you'd always find my friends and I playing as I grew up. Very cool, yeah. My house had a very steep and long drive. I remember vividly this one time where I got into my radio flyer wagon.
What are they?
I had to look this up, not being in the US.
Okay.
You know those stereotypical little red wagons with handles?
Oh, yeah.
That's apparently a radio flyer wagon.
Cool.
I guess like a bogey, we probably would have said, maybe?
Like a go-kart or something.
Yeah. Well, not a car.
No, but like a little car.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, bogey, Well, that's a bit Lancashire, isn't it? I don't know. I digress. This one of those little carts. And I decided I was going to steer myself down the hill. Well, I didn't think that through enough because at the end of my driveway was a gravel road and part of my gutter was a sewer drain.
Nice.
I remember flying in slow motion over the sewer and sliding right across the street where I super scraped myself up. Yeah. Now, I can identify with that because despite the fact I'm allegedly an adult, I did that last week on my scooter and my knee has only just healed up. So, yes, I sympathise with you there, Cyrus the Virus.
Amvol is talking about their current home, actually, how they have French windows where they can just look and watch the birds. And they kind of adopt a crow. Came every week and started feeding me eggs.
So we're visited by many kinds of birds, giving us much entertainment. One was a juvenile solitary crow, which we felt sorry for because it always looked abandoned. One day we tossed a hen's egg to him or her. He immediately knew how to break it open, continued to feed him with an egg daily. Then one winter he sat in our snow-covered garden all day long. We never saw him again after this day.
Perhaps he say goodbye.
Well, exactly. Perhaps his long stay in the snow was his way of saying goodbye, or perhaps he'd been told off by the Crows Council for getting too close to us.
Cool. I think Phantom is awesome because she said she's got an awesome house and it's fine and it's big enough, but it's not quite big enough for all the books I have. And I agree with that. My house isn't big enough for all the books either. We've got bookshelves in quite a few rooms, haven't we?
I think, do we have bookshelves in all rooms?
Possibly.
Apart from the kitchen,
and the bathroom, maybe. They get soggy. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you, Phantom.
No, wait, hang on. What? There are books in the kitchen. There are books in every room except the bathroom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it?
But yes, we could live in a library and we would not have enough room for our books.
Oh, I know. I'd live in a library. Yeah. In fact, there's a library somewhere in London where you can actually go and stay the night.
Like a residential one?
Yeah, we've got to go sometime.
I thought that was in Wales.
It's the Gladstone Library. Is it in Wales? I thought it was in London. We'll look that up.
I forget.
Okay, we should go anyway.
Yes, we'll go check it out.
And we'll post pictures. Okay, all right, now it's time to see what we're going to be doing this week in the forums. A new month means a new forum game. This time we want you to come up with pairs, two things that always go together, like fish and chips or bat and ball. I will start. Hare and tortoise.
If you'd like to chime in with that, then just head over to the general discussion forum. It's the pinned thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list.
Yeah, these games get quite popular, don't they?
They do, yeah. They're quite fun.
So see how long we can keep that one going. Okay, now don't forget tomorrow night is quiz night.
Yes.
Did you want to tell us about some of the stats that we have?
Well, if you haven't seen this before, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. UK time over on mixer.com/interference, we run Zeitgeist, the interference quiz of the week. It's basically an online interactive quiz show. So you get to play along and compete against the rest of the audience. We ask some questions, you vote on what you think the correct answer is, and whoever gets the most right wins. So each round is based on one of the week's drawings from Interference.
Oh, yeah.
So Bunnery picks some of her favourite drawings and then writes some questions around them.
I do. Do you want to know who they are this week?
Yeah, so I don't know what the pictures are or what the questions or the rounds or topics or anything are, but go on, tell us who the artists are.
The artists. This week we've got Seedrog, Cherry, Monster Mama, RPEQ, and Susie.
Interesting.
Some interesting rounds this
So
week.
yeah, they're the featured artists.
Yeah.
We'll get to see the picture and then we can all have a guess at what the round's going to be about. Yeah. And then we'll answer a few questions on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say you get to vote for what you think is the right answer and then whoever gets the most right wins. What we do is we give you 10 points if you get it correct and we give you a bonus point if you're the fastest correct answer. Then we add all of those up. So last week we can tell you that Grinning Goose won with 212 points.
Wow.
Jess was in second place on 162 and then Dr. Ridout was in third place on 152.
Wow, cool.
So yeah, Goose had a couple of weeks off really, didn't she? But then came back in and jumped in at the top.
Stormed to the top in the last game of the season.
Well, exactly. So that's the interesting part. It was the last game of the season, inspired by all these other games that have seasons now, you know, Apex and Fortnite and all this. I said, well, what we should do is rather than just having a weekly leaderboard, we should add it up over a few weeks and then people can kind of track how they're doing over a longer period. So we decided to split the year into 4. So we've got 4 seasons of 13 weeks each. Yeah. And last week was week 13. So we also have a set of overall scores for the season.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're testing this and balancing it at the moment, so we might make some changes going forward. But this time around, we were just adding up everyone's scores to see how they did. Overall, Jess got the highest score with 2,381, followed by Phantom on 2,258. And then Mr. Tapestry was in third place on 2,182.
That means they must have like practically joined in every quiz.
Yeah, so as I said, we might have some balance changes next time because you kind of, well, obviously we want to reward you if you are there quite regularly, but then if you miss one, it's going to be difficult to kind of catch up.
Yeah.
So what we also did was work out the average scores based on the quizzes that people had taken part in.
Exactly.
So we can tell you that when we break the numbers down that way, the Lupine one had an average of 223 across all of the quizzes that they were in.
Yeah.
And then in second place, Grinning Goose was on 214 on average, and Live Long Animal was in third place on 193 on average.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, we're sort of building all systems in to break down the stats in different ways. So we can calculate things like the percentage of correct answers you get, what the fastest answer is, what the slowest correct answer is, the slowest fastest answer, as everyone's calling it. I've also done some things, well, I might keep them as a surprise actually for when we launch all of these stat tracking things on the website, but I've got some other cool things that you can look up. Cool. So that should be quite fun.
Look forward to that then. Okay, I think that's all the news for now. So it just goes to say,
yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved at playinterference.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at PlayIFX or on Facebook at PlayInterference. We've also now got a Patreon page at patreon.com/interference if you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, looking after this quiz, dealing with cats who are both asleep just off camera, Grumble with his asthma pills, of course, and all of the other odds and ends of things that we do for you. We do really appreciate your support.
Okay, thank you. Right, that's it for this week. We'll see you next time.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday for another IFXtra. But remember, Season 2 of Zeitgeist starting tomorrow, 7 p.m. UK time, mixer.com/interference every Sunday.
See you there.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye.